Hi, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Here with me, Arne Schmidt. We are playing some Standard. This is Boros Mice, maybe the best aggro deck in the format, or at least one of the better ones. Question mark, I suppose. But I do want to give this deck a shot. I want to give it a try because I think, you know, Manifold Mouse Emberheart Challenger certainly got nerfed by losing their best friend, Hardfire Hero, and Monsters Rage 2 actually. But there are still some mice that are pretty playable left in the format. You just have to dip into white as a color. And the curve of going, you know, Flowerfoot Swordmaster, that's a bit of a tough one to spell out, into Manifold Mouse will, just like Hardfire Hero will deal 4 damage on turn number 2. Same with the Cheeky House Mouse on turn 1 as well into Manifold House. So that is a lot of damage being produced there. And yeah, this particular version is pretty much the exact, almost the same list, at least main deck wise, that was brought to the Arena Championship by an Italian player. And it is very heavy on burn. We have 4 Burst Lightning, 4 Helix, 2 Boros Charm. So a lot of reach, you know, which is kind of nice. Having reach to burn your opponent out when they've been able to kill your creatures off is a nice combination. Just having Burst Lightning, not that impressive, but adding it all together, burn works well with burn, is just nice. Yeah, and we have Heir in here, you know, works with Rockface Village, just like the mice do. It's the best red 1-mana creature in the format right now, so just sees play even though it doesn't synergize with the archetype. Same with the Nemesis, just too good not to play as a red aggressive card. And then we have also access to Mabel, Heir to Cragflame. Other mice get buffed, and you get an equipment for free on top, which you can then later equip for 2 mana. Trigger, Valiant, or just making your double strikers bigger, and also giving haste. It's similar to Rockface Village in a way, where it buffs the creature by 1 power and also costs you 2 mana, just like Village plus a mountain, to sort of give it that effect. But it also gives trample, which yeah, can be important. And yeah, anyhow, and then we have 2 more removal spells here, respecting sort of the Vivi on it here, which has been absolutely dominating Standard as of recently. Just having some main deck removal against that card is important, of course. Going for that one over Frenzy. Yeah, I mean, both go. Of course, you can also deal 5 damage to Nemesis for some damage into the face. And hey, this deck can even hardcast the 6-mana version if it goes that long and you're interested in that effect. The sideboard I definitely reiterated. I didn't like the version too much from the sideboard at least, from the Arena Championship. We're playing some Fire Magics. They actually do not kill very many things in this deck, at least the 1-mana side, so that's kind of cool. We have a Get Lost for some utility removal. Abrade's great in this format. Boros Charm twice, maybe 1 too many. The idea, I think, behind it as a sideboard card is that it's strong against blue-white control. But I don't know if you need that much. Why is it strong against blue-white control, I should say? Permanents you control gain indestructible is very good against Ultimate, Day of Judgment, of course. Just blanking their sweeper effects for 2 mana, while also being a deal 4 in the face if you need that reach. 1 copy of Torture Tower, just more 1-mana removal. A copy of Rest in Peace against Vivi Cauldron. 2 bolts, just a nice red removal these days. 2 Lynx. Lynx is certainly a powerful effect that these red decks still have access to in the sideboard. People have been playing Starting Towns, Pain Lands. You know, even the 2-color decks are actually not that high on basics, depending on what exactly they are. Like if you're playing blue-white control, you have more basics now because you just don't have any dual lands. But if you're playing blue-black, you still have like a somewhat low amount of basic count. And if you get paired into Pixie, they have like 1 swamp or like 1 plains or whatever. So like it's gonna hurt if the Lynx hits them, right? Or Jessica control. So Lynx is powerful against those decks, of course. And 2 copies of Nova Hellkite. This card has been sort of the flavor of the week. Kills Kaito off, is castable for 3 mana, for 5 mana, kills off 1 toughness creature, so very good against Demir midrange. Pixie has, you know, the Karen and like Sirens and Stormchaser's Talent, giving you 1/1 orders that you can pick off with the Hellkite. So yeah, just a powerful card. I want to try it a little bit more, and yeah. All right, a little bit of something different. Yeah, Boros Mice. going into this, I don't expect this to be like, you know, very good, but I just wanted to get a feel for it, try it out. Also for you guys, in case you're interested. Also for anybody who's playing standard RCQs that doesn't want to invest a lot of money into Vivis, Cauldrons. Both of them are really expensive. And maybe you're looking for something else that isn't that deck, that is competitive, and maybe you're an aggressive player, and maybe this deck is actually better than it's sort of being represented. Like right now, it just doesn't see that much play, I think. And maybe it should see more play. Maybe it's actually good. It certainly looks pretty decent. All right, let's try it out. Okay. Bit of an iffy hand. I'm gonna try it. I have a curve, a little bit too high of a land count, but I think this hand is sort of alright. Okay, Ghost Dragon, Bleach Bone. I'm gonna hold up the Burst Lightning. I'm probably not gonna use it because I know for a fact that I'm playing against Catramos right now. Yeah. So they will not play a creature, very likely. Yeah, I am flooding like crazy. I'm not gonna wait until turn 4. I kept the 4-lander. It certainly had the risk. Draw 2 lands. You're just done in aggressive decks, unfortunately. It's the nature of it. If I draw only spells from here on out, I might be okay, though. Okay. The double strike is certainly less maybe should have played the starting town. I mean, it probably won't matter too much, but yeah, that was a slight mistake. My bad, guys. Yeah, what was I going to say? The double strike is a lot less threatening, noteworthy without pump. Right? So no Innkeeper's Talent to buff your creatures. But you have other ways of buffing. Like you have the cheeky house mouse, you have the Mabel, you have the Mabel equipment, you have this. But they're obviously less, you know, that you pay 1 mana, you get free extra power. It's a pretty efficient rate, which could make you think about playing something like Turn Inside Out, maybe. Opponent just pass a turn, didn't do anything. Didn't want to kill something and exile or draw a card. It's certainly interesting. Yeah. I don't have a rock face, so there's really no moves here. I'm just gonna attack for 5, see what happens. Okay, just nothing, yeah. That's a little weird. Kind of makes me think they have deadly cover up in their hand, to be honest. I'm just gonna do nothing. Interesting. Okay. Well, it still makes me think they have a sweeper, to be honest. I'm just gonna do this. Yes, I could use this Burst Lightning to deal 4 damage. But I kind of like the idea of shutting off life gain. I don't exactly know what I'm up against here, what my opponent's doing. How much life gain they have. I just like the idea of doing that. Boros Charm. Okay. I have been successful at only drawing spells so far, which is good. Obviously, I do regret not being more proactive on the board. I was kind of confident, like last turn, I was kind of confident that they would have a sweeper there because they didn't want to... Honestly, I still do think they have a sweeper. They're probably gonna try to kill everything here and then make more tokens, right? Like, it just make any sense to not... I mean, okay, maybe they were scared of it. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. They were just scared of... They were scared of a pump spell here, probably. That's why they took the damage. Because it has double strike. That's fair, I guess. So maybe no sweeper, actually. Catramo is just nice with sweepers, makes a lot of sense. Okay, so now they went to 7. If I draw a Lightning Helix, they are dead. I'm not gonna get through on the ground, really. I'm not gonna show them the Boros Charm. Maybe I should have, but I don't think I need to. If they kill my Manifold Mouse here, I do not have anything left to pump this Challenger, unfortunately. So yeah, this is pretty embarrassing. I could attack face, all of them at face. They will maybe block in a weird way. Well, I mean, all right, I'm gonna try to go for it, I guess. I would be surprised if this works, but... yeah. All right, well... With these aggro decks, it's always, you know, you want to draw 4 lands exactly. You don't want to draw 6. If you can guarantee to draw 4 lands every game only, these decks would be a tier stronger. But them being very prone to flooding is pretty rough. Well, I mean, my opponent's giving me time. But not that much more time, I would think. I guess I could have suicided this to get them to 2 so they can't exile things in their turn. They can exile them in my turn with that, and they can, like, most of their removal is probably instant speed, so they can always use it in my turn. Yeah, you got it. Very conservative. I feel like at this point I might have just pumped team and attack for 10 in the air, attack for 10 in the air again. I guess they don't get vigilance. It's kind of funny. Sure. First game, and I'm hardcasting Twinmaw. Let's go. Guess there's no reason to hold the mountain. Alright. They have another removal. I drew more lands than them. Yeah. These Catramos decks. They're really bad. But people just like to play them on Arena. Never a good sign when you lose to a Catramos deck. Never a good sign for your deck. You might be doing something wrong. My opponent should have been aggressive more with this Elspeth. They're giving me so much time here to draw into a burn spell. Alright. Pass the turn. I don't know if I can say, like, if I would have used the Burst Lightning to deal 4, they would be at 1. The Higher Claw might have killed them. But I'm also not sure. Maybe this Catramos would have been... They could have activated this maybe more often? I don't know. Maybe that was the mistake of this game. Shooting the Nemesis instead of setting Burst Lightning for face up. Yeah, I could see that. This is just lethal. 7, 19, 23. Okay. Yeah, maybe that was the mistake. Maybe, I don't know, I wasn't sure. Like, maybe they have more life gain, you know? But they never drew any life gain. And maybe I could have gotten them to 8. And at 8, they feel pretty safe. And then I just go Burst Lightning, Boros Charm. I took them from 10 down to 8 with the Burst Lightning. I played around the Sweeper. That was also really costly, playing around the Sweeper. If I would have deployed there, I would have easily won this game. In hindsight, you know, like I couldn't really have known. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I just made some wrong judgment calls. Okay. What is bad here? Maybe the cheeky house mouse. The Twinmaw seems bad. Burst Lightning seems a little medium. I like the Boros Charm. It's good against sweepers. And I like the Lynx. I have 4 slots to give. No way to kill Ketram Mouse. No exercise, which is a consideration for the sideboard. Abrade, I guess, maybe. Maybe just the Hellkites swing in there. Maybe just keeping the mouse. I could also leave in Burst Lightning. I don't think I will. I don't think so, no. I have the Helix for burn and the Boros Charm. Burst Lightning is just a little too inefficient as a burn spell. That sounds good. Yeah, I could see playing more of this in the side, but it's certainly a very powerful effect in standard. This is white on the front, so I want to go Sacred Foundry, Heir Claw. And maybe I activate the Heir Claw on turn 2. And then play the Swordmaster on turn 3, play this on turn 4. Yeah, I think that's the right decision here. Could also haste up the Swordmaster. That's 3 damage on turn 3. Okay. Strategic Betrayal. I'm just gonna do the value play. I'm playing against the black-white control deck. I should just take extra permanents when I can get them. This looks like a exile Mabel kind of turn. Maybe I just... I could just play Emberheart and Rockface the Swordmaster. They're inclined to kill the Emberheart, but they're still gonna take 5. If I play Mabel, they're just gonna take 2 by killing the Mabel. Yeah. Okay. Oh. That's a mean card to see on the other side here. Very, very, very good. Yeah. Ugh. That is devastating. That is devastating. I just don't have any good lines here, realistically. I can't push through the 4/5 of any of my stuff. I have to throw out the Lynx already, I guess. This just doesn't pump this enough. It's a 4 power guy with the equipment. 2, 3, 4, yeah. I guess this would be a 5 power creature. It could actually punch through Beza. Right, because... No, it will not, because I can't Valiant onto this. Yeah. That was devastating. I guess Beza is just extremely good against this deck, and that's just how it is. I'm honestly clueless on what to do here. Can't push through it. I can't do anything about it, so I just equip and do nothing, I guess. I could have played the Lynx, deal them 4, deal myself 4 as well. Put both of us to 12, they kill the Lynx. Feel like not much progress is gained there either. It's funny how they're playing this Catchamos deck and they're beating me with mono white cards. Or cards that blue white control also has. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, okay. I feel like I'm like super dead here. I don't really know how I'm ever pulling through. Beza was just lights out. I mean, that could explain away why red. I mean, Beza doesn't even see much play, but like the thing is, Beza is just incredibly good against aggression, right? And before it was because the power of Heartfire Hero and Monsters Rage, you know, made Beza look fair, right? But now that those are gone and the rec decks are severely nerfed, now you play an aggressive deck without those cards into Beza and you're like, whoa, this is unfair, you know? This is just an insane card. So, you know, these are the things you learn when you change a format, when you ban cards, when cards leave the format, right? After rotation, you sometimes learn these things. Yeah. I'm just gonna fire this off, whatever. I'm gonna deal them 5 with this, and I just hope that I draw burn spell after burn spell, I guess. Something like that, I don't know. I'm gonna deal myself a lot of damage here too. I'm just hoping the hand is really bad. Yeah. Maybe I draw another Lynx. I don't think giving this haste is a good idea. Then they just double block. I think I need to have the Lynx in play so they can't gain any life. And I just have to hope they don't have any removal because they have the Restless Fortress. So if I trade resources, they can start gaining life again, get out of burn range. And the only way I'm winning this game is if I burn them out, I think. Yeah, I'm starting to see problems. I'm starting to see, okay, this says lifelink now. All right, GG. Yeah, I'm starting to see that's a nice combo, by the way. Feed the Psycho plus Catchamos, that's kind of cute. I mean, you're playing a terrible 3-mana removal spell most of the time, so it's a huge cost to put this card into your deck. But it is cute that you exile 3 cards right away, and you can like enable the Catchamos more. You don't have to play like Ghost Vacuums, which is also not great in the main deck. Lots of problems with the whole Catchamos idea, unfortunately. It's a sweet card. When I first saw it, I was like, oh yeah, let's build control decks around it, but unfortunately the support just isn't there. Yeah, Beza is insane, and that is an issue. How do you beat this card? You have to go over it somehow. Sunspine Lynx ×4 maybe against Beza decks is the solution, perhaps. Yeah. Nova Hellkite. But going under Beza is impossible. Alright, play first. Sadly, not enough lands. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna put this away. Alright, that was a pretty sad game, match 1. I will say that really dampened my my hopes for this archetype, I have to really say. But we'll play it out, we'll see. Playing a mirror match here? I think I'm gonna just get this up to 3 toughness then. Instead of playing the mouse, if I'm playing a red matchup. I can make this a 3-2? No, 3-2 is later. For 2 mana you make it. Okay, that Abrade, nice. It is how it is. Yeah, just mono red aggro. I kind of want to play the Swordmaster before playing this, I guess. Seems a lot better, actually. They work very well together, those two. I can essentially give both of these double strike, pumping both of them into free power. Next turn, attacking for 6 and 6 in total. 12. Just from the 2 mice, if everything lives. That's unfortunate. They are at 11. Double strike. That's 7, 9. Yeah. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. No, wait. Sorry, I'm stupid. No, wait. Yeah. No, what? This is just 4 damage with the double strike. This is 3. This is 2. 9. Yes. So I take... I don't have lethal. I take 9 from them, go to 4. I'm not going to be able to kill them, so I think I just have to react here. Can't use this for a lethal blow. Slow the game down. Take 6. Okay, they missed a land drop. Alright. Nemesis number 2. Yeah, I think I just progress my board state here. It's the same amount of damage, actually, as if I play Nemesis. It's additional free damage, essentially. And I'm at 6, and I have 2 blockers, so that's a much better position than to play a Nemesis and attack with everything. Could have stayed back for the 1-2 if I play Nemesis, but there's just no reason to play the Nemesis here. It's just way better to play the mouse. I don't even know why I'm trying to explain it. I think it should be fairly obvious. So yeah, I can jump block the Nemesis, taking 1, and then, I mean, the mana is really awkward. They cannot actually, I can only cast 1 burn spell this turn. I guess they would have me if they have Frenzy, actually. Frenzy would kill me. It's exactly 1 + 5. It's not really much I could have done against that, to be honest. Unfortunately. Or Twinmaw. The Nova does not let you deal damage to your own creature. That is would have been a neat little combo again with the Nemesis. They are at 4. Double strike, free, yeah. No, they're in trouble, right? They block here. Yeah, no, they're just dead. Okay, sorry. Took me a minute, or not a minute, two extra seconds. Doesn't matter which. No, it does actually matter. Because I want to give everything 1+0. Okay, yeah, the Flowerfoot guy is kind of nice, especially with Manifold Mouse. A combo. Yeah. Cool. Great. Awesome. Okay. Red Mirror. So Torch. Oops. Fire Magic. I don't think Fire Magic is going to be good in a Nemesis matchup. Torch. Probably Abrade and Bolt. Boros Charm. Boros Charm historically not that good, as it's a very one-dimensional card. You could give your Nemesis in the start. It just seems Nemesis. No, if you draw Nemesis, you're winning anyways. Nemesis is the best card. Twinmaw. I could play it for the 6-mana mode. Life gain. Get Lost seems interesting to kill Nemesis. Love Song. Just gonna have a Braid. Twinmaw. Twinmaw is just worse than like these removal spells, I think. Mostly. I guess with Nemesis it deals a lot of damage. But the Braid seems good because it's an instant. Yeah, Helix. I have Helix. That's great, actually. Yeah, it's really good in this matchup. I don't think I want the Hellkite. This probably is the only 1 toughness creature I can snag. I might play it on the play. Noteworthy, I'm pretty bad against the Hellkite. I only have Get Lost to deal with it. So that's not great. Yeah, it is how it is. I'll just have to go under them. I mean, the game did end on turn 5 there. You know, or not on was it turn 6? Something like that. They missed some land drops, I'm not sure. This hand seems okay. Yeah, I have 2 removal spells and a free drop. It seems fine. I'm just gonna kill this now. No funny business. Okay. I'm just gonna toast that too. I guess I could have played Sacred Foundry Hide Claw. Because now I'm gonna take 2 from this, which, you know, taking 2 from Shocklands, if possible, should be prevented. Okay. A little bit of a decision point. Do I go with Nemesis? It's just gonna get burned by a Lightning Strike, I'm afraid. I think I should just play the Swordmaster. Yeah, I do like this card. I mean, in positions like these with Manifold Mouse, I feel like if white had another good Valiant thing or something to enable Valiant, I guess Shelter by Ghost is something I could main deck or sideboard. Yeah, Shelter by Ghost is probably a sideboard card I should play. I mean, the red matchups isn't that prevalent, and I feel like outside of the red matchup, it's not a very good card. But it's a powerful effect, I mean, and it triggers Valiant. I think I'd keep just going with the mice package here. I don't want to play this and get it abraded. They take 3. It's not great for me. Now they have to spend their removal on all these offspring cards. That's great for me. Yeah. Maybe they have the Hellkite. Can snipe one of these. But if they don't have a land, they cannot do that. They can play a 2-drop, they can play a 1-drop, they can play a Burst Lightning, yeah. Yeah, not much of an interesting game. But in so far it was interesting as to what threats to play, when to deploy what. That was interesting, I guess. And I guess we lured out the Lightning Strike, which is what I wanted to do. Yeah, they're gonna use it now. That's fine. Cheeky House Mouse. Pump here. Gotta be a little bit careful with that one. If you lose... Like, if the creature gets killed, you lose the Cheeky House Mouse. Like, if it gets killed in response. That is just straight up lethal. Beautiful. Alright. We get a win with the deck. Mana screwed opponent, to be fair. Alright, on to the next. Alright, play first. Yeah, sure enough. I mean, you always want to have a 1-drop, but it's fine. It is a fine, keepable hand. I'm not going to complain. Burn, Lightning Bolt as a picture. Spire Bluff Canals to play. Alright. Could be a torch. If it is a torch. Starting down. Alright. It's the enemy. The big bad enemy. This is 2 extra damage. With this... Okay, that's some math situation, I guess. If I go Nemesis, it's 5. If I go this, it's 4. And I can also play this. And the next turn, I can pump this. That's 4 plus 3, 7. Plus 2 is 9. With these, it's 5, 7, 9. So theoretically, this is more damage. Right. terms of the action, we know they don't have a 1-drop, so the hand is a bit clunky. They could block certain things, but they can't block the Nemesis effectively. I think I'm just gonna still go with the Nemesis, considering that they could have a big... That's actually not true. Nah. Maybe I should have gone for this line. Like, the Nemesis is hard to block, right? Like, if I go for this line, they could block some of these smaller creatures, like a 2/2. This would be a 2/2 next turn with this being pumped. This would be a 3/2. They have Profts. Wow, okay. That's huge. And they tap in a weird way. Wait, they leave up starting turn. Okay, wow. So this is double strike here is 3, 6 with the prowess. 6, 9, plus 4 is 13. I'm certainly gonna go for it. Oh man, I almost tapped wrong there. Arena wanted me to hold up the one Rockface. Double strike. Yeah, opponent was not did not keep a hand that did do a whole lot here in the early game. Okay, now aggroing people still works in 2025. Okay, Burst Lightning seems pretty unexciting in this matchup. I'm gonna just kick out the Opera Love song. I like the Abrade, I like Rest in Peace, I like Get Lost. Then Boros Charm. Boros Charm is a bit of a question mark. What is bad? Is something bad? They will have fire magics and couple like 2-mana deal 3, 2-mana deal 4, maybe 3-mana deal 5. Lynx could be alright. Games go pretty fast. Lynx is better when the games drag out. The more lands, the better. Hellkite. In a way, Hellkite is just like a burn spell. Right? Like a 3-mana deal 4 to your face. This card seems quite strong the more I think about it, actually. It's a nice card. Do I want it here? It's kind of like a Boros Charm with more text. Doesn't trigger prowess, though. I think I just want more removal that killed stuff, to be honest. Yeah. I think I'm just going to kick out a Mabel. I could also kick out Boros Charm, to be honest. I have these Helixes too, to be fair. It's just a lot of redundancy. I'm going to try one Hellkite. I don't know. I could also see it being bad. I'm going to try Burst Lightning. They do have Mako. It's like the only creature that... Well, they could have Steamcore Scholar too, that you can hit with a Burst Lightning. But hitting a Mako is sometimes, you know, the difference between winning and losing. There's my one Burst Lightning. I think this is a fine hand. Yeah, sure, I'm missing white, but I'm not going to mulligan this. I think I shouldn't. Could have a little bit more sideboard hate for this matchup. But I also don't think that like something like Rest in Peace, which is what you would naturally think would be good, is very good in this matchup, because then they just go for the prof plan and make big stuff, and you can't beat that with a red aggressive deck. It just goes completely over the top of you. So that's why I don't love the Rest in Peace, you know? It's just, they're like, yeah, I'll just discard my cauldrons, don't use it, make big guys, kill some of your stuff, you know? It just doesn't work that well. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill this. I will get a little punished if they just hardcast a Vivi here. But I hope they won't. And if I play Emberheart, I set up for a better Mabel, but they also bind a Vivi, so they can just Cauldron me and go nuts. Terza. Discarding good cards makes me think their hand is pretty loaded. Like, not very land heavy at least. Yeah, about that. What does this do? Can you get abilities? Oh, they make mana? Ah, that seems kind of good. Yeah. They're still at 15. I think we're going near towards 0% to be able to win, to be honest. They can tap Terza, draw another. Ooh, they have Proft. That's a good one. They've played a land already, but they can use 2 mana from Mako to cast a Winter Knight here, then put a bunch of counters on Steam Core. Didn't want to, yeah. You could have made the Steam Core like an 8/8 at least. Seems. Then you could have made 8 mana. Yeah. The 4 damage is worth less than casting Winter Knight Stories and making a gigantic creature, growing your Mako too. That doesn't make any sense. Doing post-combat Winter Knight is also so bad with Proft in your deck. Proft in play, I mean. Also in your deck. I mean, if you draw it, you want to play it pre-combat, not post-combat. Now they cast the Winter Knight Stories. Sorry, it's just not a good sequencing. It doesn't matter. Deck is too powerful. But yeah. Now they used up all their mana, right? No, I guess they haven't used up this mana, I suppose. So they actually have more mana than my line. Kinda. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was like playing a different format. Killing all their creatures is a way of dealing with this deck. Having Rest in Peace too. I'm just gonna leave things unchanged. They have the maximum amount of removal that I really have access to. I don't think having like Torches and Burst Lightnings, like a bunch of those, will help me much. The problem about trying to kill Steam Core Scholar, there's more where that's coming from. They have so much card draw. They will just find more creatures. You can use the removal as tempo, but you can't use it as sort of trying to just like kill everything. That's not gonna work out. I have to have Abrade and Rest in Peace to stop the combo, and then I just have to have a very fast draw with a lot of pressure to end the game quickly, so they can't rebuild or take over or whatever. I'll just don't play their game. Okay, this is fine, I guess. I have 2 removals, 1/2 curve. Pretty decent, actually. Can't really complain about this hand. I have to say, it does feel like a deck where Manifold Mouse is significantly weaker. I think I'm just gonna do this again. If they have Torch, they got me. But if they had Torch, they would have killed the guy before I'm able to attack. I would think. 2 mana, turn 2 is very interesting in that deck. There's a lot of options. Guess I got a little punished for leveling up my thing instead of playing the mouse. Flood more. Yeah. Yeah, didn't work out. Maybe should have just played this on turn 2. I tried to be smart and then I just killed my lizard. I was hoping they would just play like a Cauldron or Profs, or you have fear of missing out on turn 2. Yeah, it's just wrong not to do this, I guess. I need to establish tempo. And this gave tempo to them by skipping my turn 2 for 1 extra point. To be fair, I also didn't know if I was going to flood out. Like, if I flood out, having this for turn 4 as an offspring is nice. I think I'm just gonna Nemesis again. Good offspring, but it's bad into fire magic. Kinda. Not really, to be honest. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go with the offspring, use my mana effectively. It could be stupid though, I don't know. Could be wrong, because like Nemesis is just so hard for them to interact with. Look at that, beautiful. And they can interact with the Manifold Mouse without taking damage. So if I play Nemesis here, they just go to 5. They're just in pretty big trouble. And then I can Twinmaw the Nemesis. I think I messed that up, yeah. Having to sack Cauldron there is kind of wild to me compared to the Proft. It indicates they're really not planning to combo anytime soon. They just really value the Proft. Maybe they have a second Cauldron. That could also be the answer. Yeah, if I would have played Nemesis here, I'd probably just win the game on next turn. Yeah. I don't like how I played that. No, that was not very good of me. I wanted to... I feel like I'm making the wrong... I made two plays that are not super obvious, but I don't know, I feel like in hindsight, if I would have considered a little bit more, they're not that good. I'll put it on the heat. It's very hot here. And as you know, Germany, or maybe you don't know, but you know, we do not have air conditioning. I maybe should buy my own room conditioning for my little YouTube from home business here, I guess. I can make an investment for myself, for my own little endeavor. 2 cards. Discarded a Cauldron of Mako. That 8. Now I have to go for this line. If I had the Nemesis, I could probably attack for the Nemesis, put them to 2, and then just shoot the Nemesis and win the game from there. So this was just not great. I guess they could just... Yeah, well, yeah. No, if I play Nemesis there, they would already be at 5. And then I would shoot the Steam Core with the 4 damage, attack, put them to 2, deal 5 to my Nemesis. And if they flatmaw me, then they flatmaw me, that's fine. And now they just burn these creatures. Abrade on my mouse. Maybe a flatmaw, I guess. No, a torch. Okay. Maybe I should have pumped this actually because of flatmaw. Give this higher power. What to pump? What to pump, huh? Man, we're taking down the big lion. Taking down the big best deck in the format. I guess I'm just gonna... Could play Rest in Peace, but they don't even have Vivi. I think I'm just gonna pump my... I'm just gonna kill this and gonna pump my mouse. I guess I could get punished if they have like... I mean, punished. They could have Winter Night Stories plus more card draw and have like a 6/6 Mako or even bigger. I don't know. Jump block. That's then. It's not much happening there, I guess. Tearsa. Yeah, if I would have played Nemesis, this game would have been over a lot sooner. They probably just have to attack. They're so far behind. Hope to hit Torch, kill my guy, something like that. I mean, they have 4 interactive cards to hit. Yeah, I like attacking there. Marco was a poor hit. A little unlucky. At least they can jump block, I guess. Alright, so this should be lethal. Deal 5 to my Nemesis. Yeah, Nemesis is still a messed up card. I guess my Nemesis is still a good way to deal with Beza, I suppose. Nemesis plus a Shark, stop the life gain. I was talking about Beza like it was the end of the world. Maybe that was a little bit exaggerated. Well, alright, that's Boros Mice for you guys. Yeah. It's a deck, it does things. It's certainly significantly nerfed. The effectiveness of Manifold Mouse is, yeah, I mean, obviously damped down without Heartfire Hero and Monster's Rage, and also Emberheart Challenger without combat tricks. Like, all these cards are not very good with combat tricks, which makes you then think again of green, I suppose, where you at least have like Overprotect, you know, Monster's Rage at home to combo kill with big stuff, and you have Innkeeper's Talent and Paw Patch Recruit. Like, you have these decks, you have these cards. I think the issue with them is just the Izzet Prof deck is already built in a way where it's a bit of a tough matchup, I think, even though we won, as they have cheap removal, so they can interact with your crazy turns, and then with your aggressive starts, and then they can also make gigantic creatures that take over the game, blockers, and they also threaten this combo, which you don't really have answers for in game 1, realistically speaking. Yeah, so I think that matchup is just inherently not great, and I don't think you can really fix it very much. And then the black mid-range matchups, Jessica Control, Blue-White Control, they all have pretty decent tools against aggression. And yeah, aggression is nerfed, so I think this is something you certainly can take to your locals. FNM, Store Championship, what have you, but I don't think it's particularly great or anything. It's just sort of middle of the road type of thing. All right, well, there you go. There you have it, Boros Mice. I hope you enjoyed watching this one. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And with that being said, I see you next time. Peace out.